What is up, guys? It is Kiki Zilla 101 here yet again, and welcome back to Kiki and Coffee, the show where we casually talk about stuff and put in as minimal effort as possible while we drink coffee. So grab your coffee, tea, or other preferred beverage, and let's get straight into the video. Got a hiccup as I was drinking that. Not good. Oh, I'm glad I did that intro as well as I did, considering how long it's been since I've done one of these episodes. Alright, we got our juice. Alright, so we have a lot of questions, so we're just going to get straight into this Q&A video. We had a community post on YouTube and a post on here on Instagram. We were asking questions, what you guys wanted to know. And so we're going to be quickly running through as many of them as we can. Alright, so King Egypticus on YouTube. We're starting off with the YouTube post first. King Egypticus says he has 3 questions. 1, is Mesozoic Morons the movie still a thing? It is technically a thing. I don't know if it's actually going to be released because I haven't finished it. And we also have some corrupted voice lines and some other things that we might want to rough out with the actual film. But I know that Spino Dude in particular loves it because he and I wrote it and we did most of the legwork for it. And he really wants it to come out. So if we get the time, we might still put it together and release it. If it does get released, it's going to be well, I don't know, it's an hour long, but I would imagine it'd be on here. I guess the hour-ish you would have to be sorted out because I don't think you can post anything longer than an hour on IGTV. His second question is Endgame or Infinity War? Infinity War. 3, what's your favorite thing about filmmaking? Is it the writing, filming, editing, the final product, or the feeling that you've accomplished something, etc.? That's an excellent question. And I would definitely say it's very hard to choose because the feeling of satisfaction is amazing, but definitely it's tied between the satisfaction feeling and the writing. And if I have to be honest, I think I'm leaning a little bit towards the writing because I love the process of actually coming up with the story, putting it together, doing all that problem solving, like piecing things together, really formulating it and smoothing it out to make it into a cohesive story. That's probably my favorite. But the feeling of a finished product and accomplishing something is pretty comparable and if not equal. But all the processes in the middle are definitely a little bit lower, even though I do like them all in their own way. It's probably going to be writing if I have to give you one. Dinoxels on YouTube asks other questions. Other questions, semicolon. Can you give us any hints to some of the upcoming scenes in MI that you're happy with? And did your grandpa come up with some shots? Yes, he did. He came up with quite a few shots. I can't really tell you any off the top of my head that he came up the entire thing for, but I know that there was quite a few, and those will definitely be more obvious in the behind the scenes because I have saved a bunch of the behind the scenes stuff where I can hear us talking and coming up with things on the fly. So you'll get to see that in the behind the scenes for sure. Stuff I'm really excited about. There's a couple cool sequences inside of episode 3 that I'm really proud of. In particular, I love the Ceratopsian or the Triceratops herd sequence. I think there's a lot of cool stuff going on there. Definitely episode 5 has just a ton of cool stuff I'm really excited about. There's a really cool scene in there, and then there's also on top of that really cool scene, there's the Bone Crusher introduction scene, which actually has been completely edited and put together. It just doesn't have narration, but I've already shown it to a couple of my friends like Bioniclesaurus, Dino Man, Spino Dude. He already knows what Bone Crusher looks like, and Camosaurus also has seen it. So they all really like it, so that's really great, but that one's still not going to be revealed until the actual episode comes out. But that scene is actually finished, and I'm so happy. I'm over the moon with how well that came out. So definitely really excited about that one. Thank you for the good question, by the way. Red Lion on YouTube asks, what group of dinosaurs or prehistoric animals would you like to see in the Beast of the Mesozoic line? Great question. I'm a huge Carnosaur fan, so obviously I'd love to see some Carnosaurs at some point, but there's so many great ideas. Honestly, the next line, I'd like to see some herbivores come back into play, because I like the carnivore, herbivore. So I'd really like to see like a thyrophorine line or something like that. I think I pronounced that correctly. That's like stegosaurs and ankylosaurs. I think a line with those would be really cool. But if I'm being honest, the line I would like to see the most would be a pterosaur line. Pterosaur line would be so freaking cool. And if like they did like those like the same fabric that they use for like cloaks and like cloths on action figures, if they use like one of those silky fabrics for the wing membranes, it would be so cool, because then you could actually have the fully articulated arms and you could pose it in a walking pose or a flying pose. Pterosaurs would be freaking awesome. I'd love to see pterosaurs. Definitely my top one. Timmy Rea asks, he has or she, I think it's he, has 3 questions. 1, favorite dinosaur figure. I feel like Bone Crusher is cheating because you guys don't know what that one is. I should have been more prepared for it, but it's definitely one of these Beast of the Mesozoic raptors. I'd probably have to go with the Sargon. Sargon's my favorite. That's my favorite dinosaur figure. Least favorite dinosaur figure. I'm going off the things I have. No, I'm not. Never mind. I'm not going to, because I can't even decide. But least favorite is probably Plesiosaurus from Schleich. That's probably my least favorite. Favorite Godzilla film? Probably King of the Monsters at this point, but it's always shifting back and forth between Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019 and GMK Godzilla from 2001. So Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out of Attack. That giant long title one. Those 2 are definitely my favorite, but it's always bouncing back and forth. But if I'm saying right now, probably King of the Monsters. Thanks for all the amazing content. Your videos are super fun and entertaining. I wish you the best for the future. That is so nice of you, Timmy. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. It was a really heartwarming comment when I first read that. Alright, so then Jake Lewis Brand says, what are the up-and-coming Kiki Quest episodes going to be about? I'm a huge fan of the Kiki Quest videos. To me, it's an underrated series. Thank you so much for the comment, and thank you for voicing your opinion about the Kiki Quest stuff, because while it does have some appreciation, there's not a lot of big fans of it, outside of like my friends and a couple people, but it's really nice to hear somebody that really likes it, because that's definitely one of the lesser popular ones on my channel, but that's one of the most proud ones I am of. So I'm really happy that you like it, and thank you so much for voicing that, because it makes my day. I'm definitely not going to be stopping making them. There's 3 episodes that are already recorded. They were all filmed in California when I went to go visit CSAR back in May to June of last year, 2019. There's one at the LA La Brea Tar Pits, and there's also one at the Museum of Natural History, and it's a traveling exhibit about Antarctic dinosaurs. So all 3 of those episodes will be coming soon. I'm already starting work on those episodes as we speak, actually. So I'm really excited about those ones, because I love Kiki Quest episodes. And also, there's a special guest in one of them. CSAR makes a guest appearance in all 3, but there's a really special guest in one of those episodes in particular. And you know who you are. I hope she's watching. Why do you call yourself KikiZilla 101? This is a question by Chocolatosaurus on YouTube. That's a really great question. I've answered this before, but not everybody knows it, and I haven't answered it enough times for it to be everywhere. KikiZilla is just pretty much a play on words. When I first made the channel, my nickname is Kiki Riki. That's the full nickname. My shorter version of it is Kiki. That was given to me by my parents when I was in my mother's wound. They first got an ultrasound of me. I was about the size of a peanut. And my dad is full 100% Bosnian, and so she asked him what the word for for peanut in Bosnian was, and he actually didn't know, so they had to talk to his brother, and they found out Kiki Riki was that. And so it's a play on my nickname, and then Godzilla, because I love Godzilla, and then 101 was just a stupid cool number I just threw on there. I had a friend at the time who was obsessed with like those cool number things, and I just kind of threw it on there. But I'm actually really happy with it now, because it's unintentionally kind of like a college like 101 class, which is really cool, because the channel does try to be educational and stuff. So it's really nice that it actually worked out. But yeah, basically the 101 was just literally thrown on there because I thought it looked cool. But yeah, that's basically that. So that's all of the questions on the YouTube community post. Already 9 minutes in, but now we're going to try to answer all the questions on the Instagram announcement. So number 1, Dinoxels asks, when you finish Mesozoic Isle Season 1, considering the rate of production with other episodes, what do you plan to do regarding Season 2 and 3? That's a really good question, because this one really, the series in general sidelined me with how much work it's going to be and how much time it was going to take. So definitely, at the current moment, I'm definitely going to be finishing Season 1. I put way too much work into it, and it's just way too much of a passion project for me to like just throw it all away. Season 1 will be finished. Season 2 and 3 are still kind of up in the air, but they might be significantly delayed because I am going to be going to film school really soon, and that's going to be taking a lot more of my time that I'm just not going to have for making, you know, giant productions like Season 2 and 3. So I definitely, at the very least, they're going to be delayed, but I'm not exactly sure how that's going to be going at this point. And I'll definitely have more information for you guys about that, you know, in the future, but unfortunately I really can't say for right now. But I am very aware of the fact that it's the changes in production are definitely going to have a heavy effect on the foreseeable future for the series. But the nice thing is that Season 1 will be finished, and it does have a pretty solid ending on its own. So even if we don't get a Season 2 or 3 for a while, I think it should stand pretty well on its own for a while. Thoughts on Collecta's 2020 prehistoric line? This is a question from Jerry the Raptor. The 2020 line is pretty good, pretty solid. Not their best line, but pretty dang good. Really digging it. Really digging it. There's quite a few cool theropods in that one I'm really excited about. And a couple of those marine animals, cool, too. Addison Photography Art, will you ever turn your channel into an anime Beyblade-focused channel if held at gunpoint or bribed with money? Bribed with money? No. Held at gunpoint, I'd agree to it, but then as soon as I could grab that gun out of their hand, I would grab it and then I'd point it at their head and then get them arrested by the police. That would be my plan. Gibson Kite, why did you have to destroy DinoTube? Just an impulse. I'm a very impulsive person. It was too tempting in the moment. I just twirled my fingers and I went for it. It was fun. It was fun. I very much enjoyed that. Amer Duane asks, or Amer Duane 3212 asks, in your opinion, who's the most underrated dino-tuber? Kayakasaurus. The Mesozoic Minister, what do you think of my dino videos? I haven't seen them. I'm sorry, I haven't really had time to really see them. If I have seen them, I don't remember, at least not by your username on here. But I'm sure that you do some pretty cool stuff, and I'd like to check them out at some point if I have the time. But I'm sorry, I don't have it right now. Camosaurus Official asks, when will you stop being such a bitch? I don't think I will. I just really like being a bitch. So yeah, no, I don't think I will. Loser Caesar 40 asks, what are aerodynamics of a turtle? Aerodynamics of a turtle are in reference to how well the air passes over and around the surface of a turtle. Now, I'm sure you are probably trying to say what are the aerodynamics, or what are the aerodynamics of a turtle, not what are aerodynamics of a turtle. What are the aerodynamics of a turtle? I don't know. Grab your turtle and put it in a wind tunnel. I don't know. Mandy Cherkes, when will you start working on Mesozoic Isle again? I'm already working on it, and I definitely have some more progress. Like I said, the Bone Crusher scene is completely finished, and episode 3 isn't too far off. DeWinkwit asks, why did Dad leave? Moving on, Alex TX Ranger 2020 has a multitude of questions. He's actually all the last questions that we have, so I'm not going to repeat his name every time because I'm going to just twist my tongue. But these are all of his questions. 1. Who would have the upper hand in a fight between a Carcharodontosaurus and an Acrocanthosaurus? My money's on Carcharodontosaurus. Not only is it a little bit bigger, but also its head is significantly more robust, even though that it's definitely one of the more lightly built Carcharodontosaurids. Carcharodontosaurus does have a little bit wider and more robust head than Acrocanthosaurus does. Acrocanthosaurus has a very small, thin, narrow head. Just by that logic, I would imagine that Carcharodontosaurus is going to be significantly stronger when it comes to biting into stuff. And the arms are pretty comparable in size. I don't think that's really going to matter much. So yeah, I'm definitely going to say that the Carcharodontosaurus would have the upper hand in that one. But I do like that you'd say who would have the upper hand and not just say who would win, because the winner is always going to be up in the air because it's always situational based. But the upper hand, I love that you put that twist on it. Very good twist on the question. He also asked, do you ever collect Mattel JWFK figures? Yes, I have. Well, not really. Technically, I have a Endoraptor, the super articulated Endoraptor. It's sitting over there behind my Jurassic World DVD, if you can see that. He's back there. but I don't really collect them. I'm just not a huge fan of the line. I'm just not really big into that kind of stuff. But they do make a lot of cool stuff. And I definitely am considering getting one of those Amber Collection figures if they make the Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptors. If they make the male and female ones, I'll totally buy those. I'm also kind of mildly interested in the Cryolophosaurus and the original release Suchomimus, because those ones have this nice like cartoony art style to them, which is kind of similar to the old Imaginext figures, which I really love, and I have a lot of those actually. I used to love collecting those when I was little. So those kind of like give me a nostalgic vibe, and I kind of like those ones. So, but I really collecting them. I don't really have anything else besides that. I mean, I have the minis, but that's basically it. Do you think you will pick up the Safari 2020 Deinonychus, and if not, then do you think you would change your mind if you were to see it in person? Very good question. It's actually very appropriate because my good buddy Spino Dude is actually planning on sending over his to me so I can check it out and do a little project with it. There's a cool little fun idea that we're going to be doing with it. That's your only teaser you're going to get for it, though. It's a top secret project. But he's definitely sending me over a couple of his figures, in particular the 2020 ones, so I'm definitely going to be seeing it in person, so hopefully I'll change my mind in person. I already kind of have lightened up to it a little bit, but I'm still not a super big fan of it, and I don't plan on buying it. So that hasn't changed, but definitely warming up to it is a possibility, and I will be getting it in hand, so we'll see about that. I might even review it when I have it. Favorite Collecta 2020 figure? Probably the Allosaurus. I'm really excited about that one. But I might be more excited for the Mapusaurus. The hunting Mapusaurus looks kind of cool. The sultry Venator also looks really cool. And the Microraptor. I don't know. I would say Allosaurus is probably my most hyped one though still. Because I'm just really excited about that one. It's also a lot thinner than the Safari one, so it looks like its body structure is a little bit more accurate, which should be fun to have, so I'm really excited about that one. Favorite Avengers movie from 2012, 2015, 2016, 2018, and 2019. 2016, I'm assuming you're referring to Captain America Civil War, which I don't count as an Avengers movie, but I understand why you're listing because it does have the Avengers a heavy part of it. But I would say I'm going to disclude 2016 because I don't think it's an Avengers movie, because it's not. But I would have to say 2015 is probably my favorite. I love Age of Ultron. I'm one of those guys that really likes that movie. I get that there's problems with it. I recognize what people don't like about it, but that's like the movie where the Avengers are at their peak. You get a lot of cool dynamics between them as people and their friends, and it's just really fun. I love Ultron. He's so cool. Definitely my favorite one. It's the most underrated Avengers movie in my opinion. But if you're including 2016 because of the way that you put the question, I'd probably have to say 2016. So I think Civil War would probably have to be my favorite out of all those, if you had to include that one. Which Giganotosaurus model do you like more, Safari LT 2017 or Eofauna 2019? Good question, and it's always going back and forth between me. But if I have to be honest right now, Safaris. I love Eophanas. It is objectively more accurate. Is it objectively a better Giganotosaurus? But the standing issues really irritate me, and the paint I really wish could be better, but also just the color scheme on the Safari one with that Giga Zebra pattern is so cool. I just really love the zebra pattern. I think it's so unique, so striking with to the eyes. It is just a beautiful figure. I love that one, so I definitely have to say I kind of lean towards the Safari one if I'm being honest. But if you take away the standing issues, it'd be a lot tighter. It'd be a lot tighter. But I love them both. They're so good. They're both so neck and neck. Do you ever collect Marvel or superhero action figures? No. I might end up buying some of my favorite Marvel movies pretty soon, but I don't really collect the figures or anything like that. I have Deadpool. That's my Deadpool. I have a Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe comic book, and I have both Deadpool 1 and 2 on DVD and Blu-ray. So that's probably the closest it comes to collecting in terms of that stuff. But yeah, that's basically that. So yeah, thank you guys. I want to thank every single person who submitted questions. I really enjoyed this. It's been a long video. But I hope this was satisfying. I know there wasn't a ton of questions in terms of like what's been going on with the COPPA situation, which actually makes me really happy because maybe that means that people, the message is actually getting through to people, which unfortunately Bionicle Source isn't getting quite as much luck. A lot of people are still putting up a fuss about his, even though he's been, I think, even more upfront than me. He's made a lot of videos dedicated to the same topic, but I'm really glad that everybody seems to be pretty understanding of that situation. And we did get a couple questions about like Mesozoic Island in particular, so I'm happy about that. But a lot of other just cool, fun questions to answer. So thank you guys so much for asking them. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, which will be my, there'll be some reviews first, but there's the next Kiki and Coffee episode is going to be on the collection. So I'm going to be showing off the whole collection of dinosaur stuff. So stay tuned for that one. All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.